Oh, tá mute.
Ela passou, viu?
Ah, pastor, disse, né? Ah,
Remain key partner in information dissemination and getting the club advantage of that insurance. And that is why at the beginning of every insurance that we start with our first. So thank you so much for the support that you're doing that, and we hope that you continue to partner with us as insurance user. My name is Doreen, and I'm doing great. With us this morning is the acting insurance accounting. Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Kaka, with us. So with those two remarks, I would like to just get straight into today's program. We have two speeches. The first remark will be presented by Amanda, and then Mrs. Kini will present that. And at this point, I would like to invite Amanda.
The Executive Director of the Insurance Association Zambia, the board member of IAZ, Mr. invited guests, members of the press. Good morning. On behalf of the Insurers Association of Zambia, the members of IAZ and the my staff, I want to thank you all for coming to our secretariat as we start the commemoration of the insurance. Like you heard, this is the ninth episode of Insurance Week that we are having commemorated the first one in 2013. This year's Insurance Week being commemorated as creating a confident future with insurance. The Insurance Week is a financial literacy campaign aimed at educating the members of the family on the process of insurance, how it works, and who is involved to provide this vital. Members of the press, we are commemorating the 2021 Insurance Week, just a few months after the country experienced the worst COVID-19 wave from the time of COVID. Like most sectors in Zambia, the insurance industry was not spared from the negative impact of the pandemic. For the industry, we were affected on two fronts. One, as businesses, both our staff as well, and also as risk carriers, because we had to be there to provide the necessary risk protection. So this created a double track insurance. The industry mourns the loss of personnel and family members during the third wave. Unfortunately, we also lost the registrar of the Pension and Insurance Authority. You remember Mr. Chiavula, who was there and commemorated the Insurance Week last year. We lost him on the 10th of July this year. And may I request that we just observe a minute of silence in our next speech. Thank you very much, Dr. We remain committed to doing our part as insurers to the fight against this. And insurers have adopted to the current environment by making use of online platforms, facilities, and also to ensure that they continue delivering quality service to their clients through alternative means of delivery. Members of the press, there are currently 10 life insurance companies in Zambia, 20 general insurance companies, and 5 insurance companies operating in our market. These companies provide financial risk solutions, companies, and from all walks of life. These companies are all members of the insurance industry. The industry is one of the pillars of financial services. The role that the industry plays in ensuring sustainable economic development cannot be overstated. The gross written premium for 2020 the industry was at 4.5 billion budget, representing a growth of 1% when you compare to the premiums recorded in 2019. The general insurance companies recorded gross written premium of 2.9 compared to the 2.2 recorded in 2020, while the life companies recorded a gross written premium of 1.5 compared to the 1.4 million. That was recorded in 2020. The contribution of the sector to the GDP. Members of the press, the industry played 4 billion in 2020 compared to the need that provide cover at a time when needed. The general insurance paid out a total of 607 million in 2020 compared to 288 million in 2019, while the life companies paid out net claims and benefits of 715 million compared to the 517 million in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, in the recent past, We have heard of entrepreneurs losing their businesses to fires. Oftentimes, they call for well-wishers to help them rebuild their businesses. While it is good to see the public respond to such outcomes, it is also important that we begin to analyze the risks that we face and also to look at insurance as a way that we can help these entrepreneurs protect themselves against the risks such as fire, theft, illnesses, and more. Even as a country will plan the renewed focus on small and medium enterprises, we want to remind the SMEs to ensure that we have their risk management strategies and make full use of insurance services. Because insurance enables one to recover financially from such without resulting to expensive refinancing or depending on the generosity of well-wishers, which is not always there. The 2020 FinScope survey indicates that the percentage of insured adults that moved from 2.8% in 2015 to 5% in 2020. While this is an important improvement, it still shows that we have a long way to go to get a lot more people taking out insurance. People often resort to expensive loans, family and well-wishers, or even sometimes abandon businesses when disaster strikes. But if more people made use of insurance, members of society could easily recover from financial shocks. Microinsurance, also called inclusive insurance, provide cost-effective insurance options that are affordable at every level. Members of the press, as the country looks set for increased economic activity, the need for adequate insurance cannot be overemphasized to ensure that we have sustained economic growth. We are optimistic as a sector after the enactment of the New Insurance Act that the regulatory framework has now been set for growth sector. As the Minister of Finance prepares to deliver the budget, as a sector, I would like to see tax incentives for Zambians who want to take out various life policies, as this ultimately helps the country when and takes out a life policy to protect the country. We also want to see an introduction of compulsory group life assurance schemes for companies and institutions that employ more than 50 employees, so that secure the welfare of these employees' families. The government should also consider giving tax incentives to companies that offer microinsurance products targeting the vulnerable in society. The domestication of marine insurance is also another issue that I'd like to see operationalized in the budget. We remain committed to promoting professionalism among the insurance providers. We will be hosting our annual insurance conference this year from the 17th to November, where insurance practitioners come together and to discuss important issues on how to strengthen the sector and how to ensure that more people access financial protection. I'd like to encourage members of the public to monitor radio, TV, and social media programs during this insurance week. I believe that once the knowledge has been acquired, it becomes very easy to take decisions to take out insurance. It is important to have a better understanding of the solutions that are available for you so that you can create confident future. With that, I want to end by saying what this.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you, especially many times we do this insurance company sound what you're doing, especially because each time we pay claims, we are mitigating a risk that has had and when they use the house some other two buyers are at this point, I would like to try asking Deputy Insurance to continue to grasp the very much. Morning, everyone. Allow me to talk about my insurance. Sorry, the chief director. Board of directors. Here's my great honor. This year's insurance launch and presentation is being held under the this year's theme, once again, brings to forward the importance of risk management and planning for the future, especially in the light of COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected the world in many ways that all not imagine. As the insurance regulator, are committed to the development of the industry and recognize consumer education initiatives as being integral to the process. And studies have shown that one of the main reasons why people do not take up insurance is the lack of information on insurance. Through the results of the 2020 FinScope survey that was earlier alluded to, the number of people that do not know insurance still remains high. I think the figures were already given. And you would wish to note that from those that indicated that they do not know insurance, this figure still remains at 40.9%, and it is a decrease from the 2015 figure of 80.1%. This figure still remains largely high. Hence, the authority, in collaboration with industry, is committed to ensuring that the public is adequately educated on the benefits of insurance. We believe this will help to increase the uptake of insurance as the public, through consumer education activities, such as the Insurance Week, have an opportunity to learn how insurance works, and they can also interact with the various products that are on the market. Consumer education initiatives also help policyholders to know their rights and obligations, which is a key aspect in providing customers with the confidence to interact with financial services. Further, the 2020 FinScope study revealed that the uptake had increased from 2.8% in 2015 to 5%. While this number is above the African average that is currently at approximately 2.9%, it still remains relatively high when you look at the target that we have in the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which is set at 15% by 2022. The low uptake of insurance remains a cause for concern because it implies that there's a huge protection gap in the market, leaving a number of households and businesses vulnerable to shocks that are triggered by pandemics such as COVID-19. The authority has been implementing various projects aimed at increasing uptake, especially for the informal sector. These initiatives include a focus on promoting gender mainstreaming in the insurance value chain, starting from product development to the delivery of products. This is because women still remain the most vulnerable and usually take up the larger burden at household level when a calamity strikes. It is therefore important that the insurance companies must strive to develop gender-inclusive products that will cushion the impact of financial loss on women. On another note,
I'm happy to announce that Zambia is one of 4 countries that have been selected to participate in the Access to Inclusive Insurance, or A2II. Wish to note that A2II is an implementing arm of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors. And this year they are running the 3rd Inclusive Insurance Lab that is running from 2021 to 2022. This Inclusive Insurance Lab is a test and learning environment in which the following countries, Costa Rica, Grenada, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, will work on innovative, inclusive insurance solutions to tackle the impact of climate change, especially among the vulnerable segments of their country populations. The lab is a unique opportunity to foster change in insurance markets by enabling dialogue and mutual learning amongst the key stakeholders in the local country teams, cross-pollination of initiatives across participating jurisdictions, equipping participants to take leadership within their sector and or organizations, and also inspiring participants to take action as they implement the solutions that they have identified. Allow me to provide a few highlights in terms of the performance of the market. I'm aware that the president of E has already alluded to this. Suffice to indicate that we have seen an average growth of about 20% over the past 5 years in the market, which is commendable. And we see that the general insurance sector takes the lead in terms of contributing to the top line. While this is commendable in terms of the growth rate for the country, we note that we need to do a lot in the long-term insurance sector or the life sector, because statistics have shown that this is what drives growth in the various markets across the globe. For 2021, notwithstanding the effects that COVID-19 have had on the industry, the mid-year unaudited results are showing some positive growth in terms of the industry statistics, and the combined industry gross written premium as at the 30th of June 2021 stood at 3.6 billion kwacha. Despite the growth in the gross written premium, the authority remains concerned with the low public confidence in the insurance industry that has ultimately affected the uptake. However, as a regulator, we are happy to report that majority of insurance companies have placed a positive customer experience at the center of their businesses. We have been working with industry to enhance consumer protection, as this is important in building confidence in insurance. As we all know, the benefit of insurance crystallizes at claim stage, and this requires, among others, the prompt settlement of claims. The overall insurance customer experience must improve in order for the industry to grow and contribute to the development of our country. The Pensions and Insurance Authority notes that the new Insurance Act, number 38 of 2021, that was enacted in May this year, will help to strengthen the regulatory and supervisory framework for the insurance industry, as it has a number of progressive provisions that include clauses such as the prescription of timeliness for settlement of claims. This should give policyholders the assurance that they are secure, as their claims will be paid promptly when they fall due. Further, the Insurance Act has early interventions provisions for the authority, and this will enhance the regulatory and supervisory functions of the PIA, making it more efficient and effective. Further, would like to call upon insurance policyholders to promptly pay their premiums when they fall due, as delays in the settlement of premiums does affect the liquidity of insurance companies. I think the members of the public may wish to note that if a premium remains unpaid by a particular stakeholder or policyholder, it means that the insurance companies are not collecting sufficient funds into their pool and that affects their ability to settle claims. So this is an appeal to the members of the public. Microinsurance guidelines. These guidelines were issued at the backdrop of not having the regulatory provisions because the Insurance Act was only passed this year. And these guidelines are important to the insurance sector because it will guide them in terms of how they develop the insurance products for the informal sector. The authority believes that the recognition of microinsurance in the new Insurance Act will provide an appropriate framework for a positive growth trajectory for this subsector. This year's theme, Creating a Confident Future with Insurance, is a reminder that insurance can help us secure our future, as we would be able to minimize the impact of any unplanned events. As I conclude, I want to encourage you to utilize this opportunity to not only learn about the benefits of insurance, but to also actively evaluate your potential risks and take up the right cover that will help you to mitigate potential losses in future. The effects of climate change, the COVID-19 pandemic, are real and continue to weigh on individuals and the country at large. I believe we can overcome such unforeseen challenges with the appropriate risk management solution, and insurance remains a viable solution. I therefore want to urge you all to be receptive to the insurance message as the various stakeholders in the industry disseminate information across the country. With these remarks, it is now my honor to officially launch the 2021 Insurance Week. I wish you all a productive week and may God bless you. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Continue. Members of the press, I'm sure you have noted that the authority is looking at issues in the insurance and both from the demand side and also the supply side. So various interventions are put in place by the regulators to ensure that we develop the industry by helping the consumers understand the benefits of insurance, but by also building capacity in the insurance sector and also strengthening so that at the end of the day, policy members are still a good service from the insurance. We believe that that is what brought by the insurance. At this point, I would like to start the members of the press to ask any questions. Any questions? Please go ahead and do ask me. Please tell us where you're coming from. Please go ahead.
My name is William. So, part of my question is which to minimize our experience and loss what social media and that. So now, is what is organization as well as continuous communication to members of the public, especially the young because now there's a school where a lot of people are advising the young people to take interest in participating in the economic activities so that they can go on to drive the Zambian economy. Apart from insurance, what other activities is the organization doing to maintain communication between the organization and the insurance? Maybe the second question, there is a gap when it comes to
the public. It's really all aimed at ensuring that we not only centralize ourselves, but allow and empower other members of the community to own this process of dissemination of insurance message. And we believe that these ambassadors will help us to take the message across. We are doing this initiative for the first time, but we believe that with the positive results that it builds, we can be able then to leverage on that and scale it up in terms of the various consumer education initiatives that
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Philemon, for that important question. Like what the PIA has said, the issue of awareness on the importance of insurance really is what is causing the low uptake of insurance from the various studies that have happened. And it's very clear for us as an industry that what we need to do is to make sure that we double up our efforts in terms of sensitization. There's a lot of wrong information out there regarding the service that is provided by insurance companies, a lot of misconceptions. Some of them are true, but largely, most of the information is exaggerated, distorted, and to a certain extent, the information is just not there. And all the more reason why initiatives such as the Insurance Week were put in place to make sure that at least we focus our attention on sensitization aggressively, at least once a week. But then other than that, we do run a couple of programs just to supplement some of the efforts also that the regulator is doing. Almost all the insurance companies now have some form of financial education program that they are running. And that is what has helped also in bringing up the uptake in the consumption. There's a lot that we need to do, granted, but at least we have started. And when we get studies showing us that we are moving in the right direction, we are now sitting at 5%. That is something at least that gives us motivation to do even better. So we hope that not just the members of the public will be receptive to the insurance message, not just in the Insurance Week, but even going beyond. So we'll continue with our awareness programs. We'll continue throughout the year. And we just hope that we'll be able to reach out to as many people as possible. In terms of the young people, I just want also to add to what the Deputy Registrar has said. There are a number of programs that industry players are running in schools, in colleges, in universities. At some stage, the association was actually also looking at forming insurance clubs in some of the schools. And we had actually reached an advanced stage in terms of doing that, but that is just to show you that we are actually knocking on these doors in the different schools just to help ensure that we take the message right to the students, because we believe when they get that message while they're young, it becomes easy for them to believe in the concept of insurance. On top of that, we've also been in discussions in terms of inclusion of insurance in the curricula. Right now, it's just a small section in the business studies, but we're saying let's amplify that, because if in schools, children are taught not just about the basics, but at least also to go a little bit in depth for them to appreciate the importance of using insurance as a risk management tool. We believe when they are older, that then becomes something that will be entrenched in them and will come to a level when they are adults, will get an insured population, because it's a proven fact that where consumption of insurance is high, even the standard of living is high, because going back to poverty, there is a line that is drawn, and people don't go back to start from zero. At least they'll start from somewhere when there's an insurance policy in place. So we believe that with the initiatives that we are doing, we should be able to see an improved uptake next time when the film scope study is done.
Follow-up question? Please proceed. Do we have anyone else with a question other than one? Okay, can you go ahead?
Well, information technology is something that the country is now inclined to. There's already a gap when we compare our country with other African countries, for example, India and South Africa. And we've seen the new government has introduced a new ministry which to focus on that. So now I want to understand how is insurance now addressing this in order to protect and as well as offer the same services that you offer to this physical business, because information technology, most of the services that you find are not standard. So now how is insurance addressing that when it comes to information technology, especially also inclusion, because this is a sector which the government is addressing in also including the young people. So how are you addressing information technology now that there's a gap that has to be filled for that development?
Thank you very much. Let me just start first. I'm sure the regulator will has something to add on to that as well. So from the insurance perspective, information technology also presents an opportunity to actually reach out to as many people as possible, because if you use the traditional ways of selling insurance or face-to-face, you can only reach so much. So information technology has also presented an opportunity for the sector to reach out to as many people as possible. You will also note that there has been quite a number of companies advertising their mobile platforms that they've currently put in place. Some of it in direct response to the pandemic, because at the peak of the pandemic, you cannot go out to engage your customers in the normal way that you do, where the face-to-face interaction. So there has to be an alternative way of getting the service out there. And so information technology is presenting that opportunity for insurance companies to expand their outreach to reach as many people as possible. Of course, there are certain risks that the use of IT poses, but then of course within the regulatory framework, we have enough safeguards to ensure that people are protected, even as these IT platforms are being used to roll out the product. You will note that for us in the insurance industry, actually, we are playing a catch-up game to our colleagues in the banks. They've moved a step further, but we are right behind them now. Some of our members have launched quite innovative IT products, IT-related products that are quite exciting, and we believe that we are, right behind the banks as well in terms of making sure that the service provision is seamless, even with the IT technology that has come in.
Thank you. Maybe just to add on to what the President has indicated. Indeed, it's a very good question, Philemon. Thank you for that. Definitely, information technology remains a key driver of any development, especially as we live in this particular age. Any sector of any country that needs to develop has to leverage on that. And we have seen case studies, especially from East Africa, countries like Kenya, have definitely demonstrated that it's the way to go. And so it's critical for our market as well And so in the insurance sector, we call it insurtech. That's the buzzword for information technology in insurance. It's called insurtech. And as a regulator, we fully support the need to go this way because we see it as a main solution to providing access to insurance, even in the far-flung areas. Because if you are interacting with your mobile phone, it is one you can easily get information, and if you can buy a policy and your claim can be serviced even over the mobile phone, we see this as a solution, and we see this as one that will sort of bring a silver bullet to what has been lacking in our market. So we keep encouraging the insurance companies to come up with this. We do not have the regulatory environment, but as an authority, we are open to those entities that are able to go out as long as they can demonstrate among the data protection issues that the years the president spoke to, they can demonstrate that in their interacting with their customers, they still are able to maintain a fair outcome to their customers. You may wish to note that the insurance industry, in collaboration with Bongo Hive, through the support of the financial sector in Zambia, they are running what is known as a FinTech challenge. It's one where a number of insurance companies were invited to participate, to apply. The aim of that challenge is really just to open up the aspects of information technology and to leverage of technology in their business models. So it's going to be a sort of test and learn environment for those that challenge. At the end of it all, it will be a very good case study that you can show in terms of what the industry is able to do. And as PIA, we are part of that challenge to hold the entities in terms of ensuring that they operate within acceptable regulatory framework. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions? I see none, and I think it remains for me to thank everyone who has joined us this morning. Thank you so much for partnering with us. Again, I would like to insist that they're always available. If you need any information on insurance, please feel free to get in touch either with peers or the patient and insurance authority, and be ready to give you the information that you need to implement the public. We remain a critical player in our efforts to educate members of the public on insurance. So we will be keeping our doors open and calling on you to always partner with us. At this point, I would like to thank the panel as well for the speeches that you delivered. And at this point, I would like to indicate that we come to the end of our briefing. And I wish you all a productive day, and thank you so much.